And we are live on Facebook. So let's get this camera working. Hello, everybody, and welcome today to our meeting on Friday night. I keep on going, I keep on doing this, and I will keep on doing this. But this light is maybe just a little bit too much in my eyes. Let's move it just a little bit to the side. I think that will be better. Yes, less light in the eyes, which is always better because that's LED light. And that's a typical LED light, which is not good for our eyes at night. So you don't want to have it too close. So I see I have Bernadette here, and Jet, and Joanne, and Laura, and Susanna. So if I'm right, I have 2 from the Netherlands, I have 2 from the United States, and I have 1 from England. That's who is present right here on the Zoom meeting. And then I'm just gonna have a look if it's all working fine in the Facebook group. Yes, I'm live there too. So happy troopers. Good. Let me scroll down then, and we're first gonna have a look at the questions. So Bernadette was the first to give some questions. Hi, Eva. Thanks for the printable horse pack info. I have tried Google Translate, but some are not satisfying. Can you please translate from me in Dutch? What is tying up? What is hives? What is laminitis? What is induction of labor? Thanks. I am going to do what I always do, and don't understand me wrong. Oh, we have somebody else. We have a third person from the Netherlands. Corinne is here too. I am just going to show you what I do when there is something that I don't understand. Okay, let me go to the other page. Hold on. So when I see a word or I see a disease or something that I don't know, as I've already explained to you, I go to Google. Nothing new with that. I go to Google. Now, in this case, let me see, do I still have the Google link? No, because I already clicked on it, of course. So let me go, maybe if I click on this one and I'll go backwards. I don't know if he's still gonna do that. I've already clicked twice, so that was too much. So in this case, the first thing Bernadette wanted to know, what is tying up? Now, if you go to the booklet of tying up, I shouldn't have clicked on this. Oh boy. If you go to the booklet of tying up, you will also see the medical name, and it's called Azoturia. Azoturia. So what I then do, I will click in Azoturia in paarden, in horses. And I will see at those links. So in this case, this was one of the links that came up, Azoturia. Hold on, let's see if we can delete this top message. I don't know what that's doing here. Well, well, I'll just have to scroll down. So this is Azoturia in horses, symptoms and treatment. And I just go and have a look. Okay. And here it will tell you exactly what the name is. Equine rhabdomyolysis syndrome. And it's a disturbance in the muscle function. It's like muscle cramps. You have muscle cramps. I'm going to say it in Dutch for Bernadette. Het heeft dus enkel en alleen maar te maken met de spieren in dit geval. Heeft niks te maken met hoefbevangen. Dat is laminitis, by the way. But this is how I find stuff. When I don't know what it is exactly, I just put the name in Google, and I will say in horses or in paarden to find the solution. So in this case, the horses, the muscles will cramp up, the muscles are hurting, and the horse just doesn't want to move. And this is a situation which is called tying up or azoturia. The next question that Bernadette had, what are hives? Again, I've done the same here. I click hives and I said in horses. and it will tell you immediately that it's Netelroos. Okay, it's called Urticaria. And if you then bring that name in Google, Urticaria paarden, to have it in Dutch, it says it here. Urticaria of Netelroos is een niet besmettelijke huidziekte. So it's not that I don't want to tell you what it is. What I want to show you is how I study, how I learn, how I find solutions to my questions, because this is what I do every day. I'm either on Google or Google School or those platforms just to find out, and I go and search further every single day. Every time I hear a word that I don't understand, or I don't know the symptoms or the syndromes or the treatment or whatever, I go to Google, I go to Wikipedia, I go to wherever I need to go to learn more about it. Then the third word that Bernadette was looking for, laminitis, that is hoofdbevangenheid. I've just translated that because we all know what laminitis is if you speak English. In Dutch, it's just called hoofdbevangen. And induction of labor means geboorte inleiden. So in case you have an animal where the foal should be coming out, in this case, the horse, and there is a complication and the foal isn't coming, you have specific points to start, to induct the labor. And to tell you the truth, there is the same thing for humans. There are some points to help the woman if she has to give birth and the birth channel is not opening up enough. There are some points that you can stimulate for the opening to become bigger so the child can more easily get out, if I can say it this way. I don't mean anything wrong, okay? My English is not my mother tongue, so sometimes you also have to take into account that my English is not perfect either. Okay, let me scroll down, hold on. Yeah, so I saw again some videos from Bernadette and I already responded. I'm sorry, I cannot go into detail into videos all the time. That's normally for those who chose the VIP sessions. They get 3 times 30 minutes with me alone, where we go in detail over the videos. But in these courses, I don't have the time for that. And to be honest, I've now already done that on Monday and Wednesday. I didn't even do that with the previous course. So I'm already giving you a lot more. Let's see. Okay, for Joanne. So let me see if I can move the screen to the other side. And I'm going to start sharing again. Hold on. Share. Okay. So first of all, I sent a message to Joanne that I needed. First of all, I always need to see the documents. I need to know what kind of a horse it is, how old, and so on. So we have a gelding, 21 years old, Gaybar, a horse that's named Gay. Or do I read it wrong? Gaybar, okay. And what do we have of specificities here? Pellet grain hay twice a day. Turnout always. Okay, feed a bone support, blend with omega vitamins and minerals. Good, last time trimmed, that was last week, 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, yeah, okay. Right front knee, bone spur, bone cyst, and arthritis in knee in 2015. Okay, so arthritis in knee 2015 or since 2015. Joanne, you are here. Please let me know in the chat, because if you haven't done anything special, that arthritis has not gone. It has become chronic situation, and which could have led meanwhile to arthrosis. So what do you know about the knee problem for today? Okay, what is he getting? Essential oils. feet and bone support, and CBD. Okay, good. And then let's see the results of the video. Okay, on one side you have nothing at all. 3 you can't see in the video. If you can't see it in the video, that's why it's so important that you need, I said that in previously, speak out. While you are doing the assessment, say out loud what you see. So that when you can't see it on the video, at least you can hear what you saw. So you could see, flinching of the skin. Mouthing with the mouth. Things like that. Say out loud what is happening while you're doing the assessment, so that in case you can't see it on the video, at least you can hear what you said. I think I started 7:13 too soon, had an extra point. 7:22 we have a reaction of 2, and with 13 I can't really read what this word is. Is that and? 0.2 or at 0.2? No, I don't. 2 and 0.2. I don't know. Joanne, please write in the chat. I see no chat messages yet. He's not showing me anything. Chat. I'm clicking on the chat. No, there are no messages. Joanne, please answer me to my questions. Okay, so let's have a look. We are going to look at one side of the horse. Normally, I always look on the near side for you all to learn the most. But in this case, she says all the reactions are on the off side. So we are going to look at the off side because I don't have the time to look. Hold on. We need to make this a lot bigger. I'm going to start over. Main thing for number 1. Hold on. Let me get my pen. It's not about pushing away. It's about pushing to the head and stopping at that knuckle. So it's about doing tack, 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 tack. It's not about tack, 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 if that makes sense. Okay, next message is do this a lot slower. When I look at your number 2, do this slower. Okay, and concentrated. Not this, but slowly and on the right location, and making sure you don't go into the poverty groove, into the jugular. So I didn't see that either. So I can't answer you there. So there is one thing I don't like at all. And that's for every single one of you, because it's going to happen with every single one of you. The horse should never be closed in. Right now, he can't go away to the left side. Even if he wanted to, he can't, because he's locked in between Joanne and the fence. So that should never happen. The horse should always be able to move both sides. So in this case, Joanne should bring the horse back, that he has with his head looking at the fence, but that he can move to the right or to the left. So I'm going to go back to number 1. So here with number 1, the horse is already with his head to the fence. Even if he would like to get away, he can't, because the fence is in the way. So please make sure. And yeah, so main objective for Joanne is do this a lot slower. I like your 4. Bernadette, look how she did the 4. She really jungles the muscle. I'm getting a message from Joanne that she's having trouble with the chat. Hold on. Joanne, I'm going to promote you to become a panelist with me. You're going to join me here as a panelist. And you do not have a camera, but you do have a microphone. Can you hear me, Joanne? Can you please talk? Joanne, talk to me. Can you talk, Joanne? Or it's not working for you? Zoom is telling me you do have a microphone and I have unmuted you, so this should be working. But it's not. Okay, if it's not, and I can't remove you without locking you out. So I'm just gonna leave you the way it is. And I'm going to share my screen again and we will continue to look at your video. Okay. Okay, for 5, really, like I said, take the time and really first put it under. And then say click. I can't do this really with myself because I don't have such deep openings, but it's really putting it under first and then move the muscle. Like you move the muscle on 4, move the muscle on 5. Okay? That was really good, Joanne. But please, like I said, make lines as... Hold on, I can't see myself now. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay, I'm back. Make lines as big as your stick. You're in the beginning of learning this, so make lines as big as a stick. So not this, but long lines, just to make sure that you are at the right location. Good. Oh boy, we have to hurry up because we only have a few minutes left. So that was 1 to 6. I need to, hold on. Again. This looks really good, Joanne. Certainly for your first time, this looks really good, but I would like you to remember what I said on Wednesday or Monday to Bernadette. Please keep this pen. If this is the side of the horse, don't work like this. Have your stick rest on the horse. Okay? No working like this, no sticking. Often it's a lot harder than we should do. We want to have more contact with the skin of the horse. So this is the side of the skin for his 7. I do this. I am not going to do this. Okay, I'm exaggerating just for you to be able to see that. Really well done, Joanne. So that was 7, okay. I didn't see much, but that's also because of the video, of course. I mean, the distance, I don't see what you see. I am missing a video, I think. Hold on, let's see this again. Okay, so In this case, your 15 was not done correctly. Why is that? Well, let's all have a look again. I'm going to let it show once again. Who saw what's wrong here? Why is this not correct? Okay. Now, the advantage of having your videos uploaded for free on a YouTube account makes it possible for me to show them in slow motion. Hold on, I have a chat message. He didn't lift his back. No, you're pretty close, Jet, but that's not why it's not correct. Because lifting the back would mean the horse has a stomach issue. No, but what I was saying is if you would upload these videos to a free account on YouTube, I would be able now to show them to you in slow motion. Let's have a look again. Look. 1, 2, 3, up. Absolutely. Where Joanne's head is, here, you have the belly muscles. And in 15, you have learned to look out for 2 reactions. One reaction is normal. The second reaction is not normal. So what do we mean with that? It's the following. For me to know that you're doing this correctly, you're putting here the pen at the belly button and you bring it forwards to the beginning where the breastbone comes together. And if you're doing that movement correctly, he or she, but in this case it's a he, the horse, he will tense his belly muscles. So he will do the belly. On the belly, he will do up. And you can see that on the video that you got from me on how to do 15. If the horse tenses his belly muscles, I know you're at the right location. You're doing what you need to do. That's normal. That's what we want to see. What we do not want to see is this. Let's look again. The horse, look at here at his belly. He's doing nothing. He's doing absolutely nothing here. You see? He's not tensing any muscles. That says to me that she was probably not on the midline. So that's the one reason that I can say, no, this wasn't done correctly. You didn't do this test correctly. We always need to see the belly tensing. That proves to us that she was on the right location. What, on the other hand, we don't want to see either is that the horse is going to arch his back. So where you see my mouse here, if he has stomach pain, stomach ulcers, right here, instead of being like that, he's going to say like this. Oh, he's going to arch his back. And that will tell us that he has severe stomach problems. Now, I do want to see the video of 8 to 12, but I don't see it on the offside. We have a video of the near side. We have 5 minutes left before I need to start with the teaching of the day. Okay, so again, Joanne, keep your hand closer to the horse and make your lines just a little bit longer as you are still learning. But you are doing really, really good, Joanne. Just like with Bernadette, I'm really, really proud of you ladies for showing this, because you are beginners, let's say this way. So this is how I want Joanne, her horse, to stand. And how he was standing there away from the fence. That's exactly how it should be. Now, there's another tip that I want to give you. I'm going to stop the video right here. What I want you to do when you are testing, like right now, and she's wondering, is the horse having his weight on this leg or not? I would advise you to walk away and go and stand behind the horse and look at his tail, look at his pelvis. Is his pelvis, right in the middle of the tail, is it standing in balance? Or is it standing one side lower or the other side lower? That will also tell you how the horse is holding his weight. Is his weight in balance? Is he having weight on the leg that you are testing or not? Okay? These are the little tips. The first line, Joanne, I would put here. Okay? Exactly at this point. This is where I would put my first line. So here we have the beginning of the tail, at the end of 7, beginning of 8. I see. Yeah, I'm looking more at the muscles. Your first line was here, I think. I would put it a little bit higher. And you did go down. I didn't look at that. Hold on. Sorry. The other thing you have to remember, if you're doing 9 and you're doing 9 correctly and you have no reaction, you don't even need to make these lines. These lines are for you. Hold on, I'm going to drink a bit of water. These lines are for you to find out if it's the hip, the stifle, or the hock. But as you did not get any reaction in your 9, you don't even have to check that up if you need to. I can't follow this. So you did first 9 and then you go back to 8. It's no problem. Don't worry about it. So on some points you are softer and on other points you are harder with your hand, Joanne. But you're doing really well. And your horse is getting a bit bored with this. The only observation I would do about this line is to put your hands in the way the line is. So let's say the line is in front of me. I would come down, push. I would come down, push. That's the only place that I push. I'm coming down flat with the hand on the horse, and then I will put my hand up and push on that muscle. What you did here is you came with your hand like this, line, push, this line. I would do it like this. Always use this more, as a prolongment of your finger in a straight way. Let me see the end. I missed the end, sorry. Getting bored. He wants to know the story of tonight. Okay, so honestly, Joanne, You did a brilliant job. My main comments for you are, do it slower. Take your time and do it slower. And if you were maybe stressed or you wanted to do it quickly, then you need to touch yourself first. Okay? So this really, all of it looks pretty good. You are doing better than some of my students who've done this longer. So pretty well done. I'm proud of both of you ladies, of Bernadette and Joanne, who took the chance to come here and look at it. Oh, we're already later than foreseen. I'm quickly going to look at the questions that Bernadette had. I completely understand. I see you flinching at the third stripe. What point is that exactly referring to? Which third stripe? About which area are you talking about? Please respond to that, Bernadette. On which area, third stripe? How can I check teeth? Like we showed in the video, I think it was in video 4, area 4. You will see that you put your hands in between the halter and the face of the horse, and you just start to push to see on which side or at which height the horse is reacting. And then of course you need to call your vet or your dentist. In my case here in Spain, it's my vet who is also a dentist, so he would do it. But it's a case of putting your hand in between the halter and then starting to push to see where the reaction comes from the horse. And if you have a gentle horse that you can open the mouth and look inside, maybe he has a wound, maybe he has a broken tooth or something, you would already be able to see something. Okay, good. Hold on. This pony was lame at her left hind leg a week ago. Can I still get some information of what point of the leg? Am I right that there's a reaction on area 12? Please tell me which video. Okay, I don't have the time now to go and look at all the videos, Bernadette. Tell me which video, tell me which area for your first question, and at the end, I'll quickly have a look. Good? Okay. Oops, I have Susan Garrett jumping on my page. Hold on, stop, close. You have to go. I'm teaching. Good. So let's go to the questions of today. Joanne, I can't get you. Hold on, let me see how can I move you again? Joanne, I'm going to remove you, but probably because you're on my screen now, it's possible that you are being kicked out of Zoom and you'll have to come in again. I'm sorry, but there is no other way I can do this more. I can't do it any other way. If you don't jump out, oh my God, my computer screen has gone to sleep. I'm back. Okay. So I hope you heard me, Joanne. I need to remove you. Once removed, Joanne will not be able to rejoin the webinar. No, I don't want that. Joanne, could you please look at your computer or your phone and try to get out of my screen? Thank you. Good. So I'm just already going to click on, I still have Joanne. How am I going to do this? I can't kick myself out. Joanne, can you please try to remove yourself from my screen? Is that possible? Or I will have to kick you out. I'm sorry. Waiting another minute. You should have a button, Joanne. if you're on your computer or your phone, to click on to remove yourself from being a panelist. Don't be angry, but I'm going to have to remove you. I'm 6 minutes late of starting to teach what I need to teach. Sorry, Joanne. Okay, I have my screen back for myself. So we had a meeting on Monday. We had a meeting on Wednesday. Today we have the meeting where we are going to talk, for those of you who are using photonic on what to do. Of course, this is just half an hour of teaching the general lines. You must understand that I cannot. This is the course in the first place of how to learn the assessment. It's not the course of how to learn how to use advanced photonic therapy and so on. So I'm going to be talking a lot today. For those of you, and certainly of every single one of you who is present here, and I think that even if I'm not wrong, come on, Facebook, get on here. If I look at the list of members, come on. He's a bit slow. Yeah, he won't show me. But as far as I can see, every single one of you, except one. No. Every single one of you that I can see at the moment in the short version. Let me scroll down. Teresa, Diane, Jet, Bernadette, Joanne, Louise, Cindy, Corinne, Susanna, Ron, Laura, Nancy, Catherine, and Betty Ann. You all have torches. So you're all advanced photonic therapy users. So this is making it a lot simpler. It's the following. So, general rule, standard points. Standard points. Standard points, standard points, standard points, and standard points. I could tell this 100 times. I don't care what you do, as long as you do the standard points. The standard points are a cocktail of points that were put together by Dr. Brian McLaren to work on the organs, to work on the bones, to work on the muscles and the ligaments and the organs, and so on, and so on, and so on. He made a cocktail of points called the standard points that are going to resolve 80% of any problem. Even if you don't know what the problem is, do the standard points. If you know what the problem is, do the standard points plus the specific points of the ailment or condition that the horse is suffering from. But you also have to remember that you cannot officially make a diagnosis. So when something is wrong with your horse, you have to call the vet, and the vet will tell you, oh, the horse is having laminitis, the horse is having stomach ulcers, the horse is having this, or the horse is having that. Do your standard points, and then do the specific points of the booklet of what your horse is suffering from. But rule number one is always and always and always standard points. If your horse is suffering from something, like let's say he has a hock problem, and you are going to do the specific points for the hock, and that's it, your horse is not going to heal up. What? No. Because in that booklet, it says it really clear. You always have to do the standard points with the specific points of the booklet. The reason for that is the following. As I just said before, the standard points are a cocktail. It's going to work on body and brain. But it's a cocktail that's going to resolve 80% of the problem, of what kind of problem it may be. It's only 80%, it's not everything. On the other hand, he has his specific points for specific ailments, specific conditions. Now, let's take the example of arthritis. If you go to the booklet of arthritis, you are going to find exactly one point, bladder 17. Why? Because bladder 17 is the influential point for the blood. So if you stimulate that point, it's going to stimulate the circulation of the blood in the whole body. But it's just one point. But it is just one point because you are supposed to do the standard points. In other words, if you were not supposed to do, if you didn't have a cocktail of standard points, you would never just have 1 point for your arthritis. The same that your horse is having, hold on, I've just clicked on the wrong button. It's just the same that if your horse is having laminitis, and that's a bad example. Your horse is having stomach issues, and you go to the booklet of stomach issues, stomach aches and ulcers, and it says you have 3 points to do, and you just do these 3 points, he's not going to heal because you are supposed to also do the standard points. Again, I repeat, if the standard points would not exist, the booklet of your stomach points would not be 3 points, which is not, by the way, but it's just as an example. It would be 7 or 8 points just for the stomach. So rule number 1, always and always and always, you always need to do the standard points. They are the most important points. They will stimulate the immune system. They will relieve pain. They will diminish any inflammation, any edema, and so on, and so on, and so on. That's all the secrets in the standard points. So you have to do the standard points always. And why do I keep on repeating this? Because people do forget to do these. People do forget. Did you do your standard points? Oh no, I just did the stomach points. It's not going to work. It's going to work, but it's not going to have the result you want to have. So you need to do the standard points. Now, how often should you be doing any kind of points? You have different situations. You can use phototherapy as prevention. In the first place, most importantly, I would say start torching standard points. If your horse is not suffering from anything, start torching standard points every 2 days for a few weeks, 2-3 weeks. And then you start building down. You go to every 3 days. A week or 2 later, you go to twice a week. Then you go to once a week. And health maintenance is just once every 2 weeks. Until your horse is having a problem. And then you start again every 2 days. But now imagine that your horse who was fine, who wasn't suffering from anything, no physical problem, no mental problem, no emotional problem. He was just fine. He slips and he falls and he hurts himself. That is an acute situation. We have an acute problem here. What do we do then? We take a torch. We do our standard points. We torch if needed locally, if you know where he hurt himself, because you can see that he has a spot on his behind where he fell. Or if you see that he's limping, you can do the assessment and find out if the pain is in the hip, stifle, or hook, and then torch locally. But you always call your vet to have a correct diagnosis, of course. If you then know that the pain is in the hook, you will continue to repeat standard points with the hook points on mode 1. Remember, mode 1 is to torch specific acupuncture points. Mode 2, which is the strong light, the highlight, is to torch locally to relieve pain. And mode 3 of the Pro Torch is the pulse mode. On the one hand, to stimulate melatonin in the body. On the other hand, if you have a nasty wound that doesn't want to heal up, use that to surround the dragon. Surround the wound to give the necessary energy to the healthy cells to multiply even quicker. Now, so your horse just fell. Your horse just slipped and fell and hurt himself. You start torching standard points. You start torching specific points if you know where he hurt himself. All of them on mode 1. And then on mode 2, you torch locally where it's hurting. As this is an acute problem, it just happens, you can torch him every day for 3 days if you want that. That's fine. And on mode 2, to torch locally, you have to see that as it being like taking a painkiller. So if you take a pill like a painkiller, it will work for 6 to 8 hours, depending on the painkiller you're taking. Well, torch on mode 2 to relieve pain will work in the same way. So for X amount of hours, it will relieve the pain, and then slowly the pain will be coming back. That doesn't mean the pain is coming back in the same amount. No. Meanwhile, you have been torching standard points and specific points, the pain will already be lower every time it comes back. But you can then torch yourself or the horse 3 times or 4 times a day, depending on the lesion. Any normal accident, slipping, hurting themselves when it is acute, and you start to torch immediately, you will avoid a lot of swelling, a lot of edema. You will avoid hematomas. You will avoid your horse being in a lot of pain. And you will make sure that your horse is going to be healing up a lot quicker than if you would only start torching when it's already 2 weeks later and it's acute. It's chronic. What you have to remember is the quicker you use the torch, the less problems your horse is going to get and the quicker he's going to heal. I always use the example of my ankle. I always use the story, and it's a true story, by the way. I go shopping to Aldi or wherever. I come outside or inside, I slip and I twist my ankle. You have two solutions. You have 2 possibilities that are going to happen. Either I don't have my torch with me, and within minutes, my foot first of all, my foot immediately is very hurtful. Oh, it hurts. But within minutes, that my foot is going to start swelling up. It's a normal reaction from the body. You can't stop it like that. Just by saying, oh, please don't. No, it doesn't work. Your foot is going to start swelling up. And then you're going to have problems standing on your foot. And you are going to want to drive home. And by the time you get home, you can't even put your weight anymore on that foot. And the next morning, that foot is blue or even maybe black, or that ankle totally swollen. And it's possible that for a week or 2, you will not be able to walk normally on your foot because all that swelling has to go down. All the edema has to go down. And it's blue and it's so painful. That happens when you do not torch yourself immediately after the accident happens. On the other hand, if you have your torch with you, that's why my pocket torch is so small. Hold on, I'm going to get one because I only have the Pro lying here. Here is the pocket. The pocket torch, look at my finger. My pocket torch is just a little bit bigger than my finger. So that pocket torch just can go anywhere. It's in here. You don't even see it all. It can go in front of your jeans. The pocket torch is so small, and I call it the emergency torch. It's so small, it fits in any female handbag, even the smallest one. And if I can give you an advice, you are better to have your pocket torch with you than to have your wallet with you. Okay, because the pocket torch can save you. So if I always have a torch with me, always. Okay, I don't go anywhere. I have a standard. I have a torch in the car, standard. I have a torch I don't really have a handbag. I have, something to pull over my shoulder. I always have a torch with me. I fall, I slip, I hurt my ankle, I start torching that ankle straight away. Oh, this is one with the, this is a new one with the sticker still. Hold up. With the sticker still on the battery, so he can't work. So I will torch my ankle straight away. And if my ankle is not broken, within 10 minutes, I am walking home on that ankle without help. Your ankle will not be swelling up as much as without torching it. And your ankle the next day will not be as blue as how it would be if you would not be torching. So it is essential. And this is with anything. You can stop a bleeding wherever in the body by doing the stop bleeding points. So your horse is having an accident, has a cut, and starts to bleed like whatever the expression is. You can stop the bleeding by stimulating specific points. That's why you need to know what to do, and you need to have that torch with you. If that torch is at home and you have to go and get it when your horse is having a colic, for example, you can't lose 20 minutes. You can't lose an hour to go home and get your torch. You really have to make this the most important tool to always have with you. Because one day or another, I really hope it's never going to happen to you, but one day or another, you are going to be in front of an emergency, and you would have to have your torch with you. I have saved dozens and dozens of horses with a colic, thanks to the torch. Yeah. So, I see Laura, how many times a day, week should you use red light? So the beginning, as a prevention, every 2 days for a few weeks. It's an acute situation. You can use it 3 days in a row, every day, to torch standard points and specific points of where the horse is hurt. And then locally on mode 2, a few times a day, no problem. Most situations will be healed up within 6 to 8 sessions. So 6 to 8 sessions is 2 weeks. Being it, he hurt a tendon, he hurt his knee, he hurt his hip with the fall, he hurt his shoulder. If it's something new and fresh and you start torching immediately, 6 to 8 sessions is the normal situation that we take for it to have healed up. The other situation happens when it's a chronic situation, when this has been going on and going on and going on. Then you need to torch the points every 2 days for at least 4 to 6 weeks. With also the understanding that the longer the situation has been going on, the longer or the more sessions you will have to give. So if this is something that has been going on for a year or two, my horse has been lame for a year, well, it's going to take longer than when he just got lame last week. The other thing that you have to remember is, in Western medicine, doctors will say to you that when something is chronic, it's for the rest of your life. They can't change that. They can't heal that anymore. That's where you're different with Chinese medicine. If you have a chronic situation, how can we make that situation heal again? It's by making it acute. How do we make it acute? By the first torching session. This also means, I'm going to take an example from you as a human. Imagine you have arthritis in the knee, and this has been going on for months and months, and your doctor said to you, you know what, this is chronic, just take these pills, this is never going to go away. What's going to happen if you take the torch And you're going to start for the first time doing acupuncture, the standard points, and the acupuncture points for the standard points. And then the points for the knee. That first day or the next morning, you are going to have a different sensation of pain. Why is that? Because an acute pain feels totally different as a chronic pain. So, for example, I have my finger and I knock with my hammer on it. I'm not going to say it out loud, but you're really going to scream from the pain that you have at that moment, of course. For me, it's simple. I just take a torch. And this happened to me. I've lost the toes on my big, the nails on my big toes, both of them, here with the horses and with working, and on my thumb also. I've already lost both of them too. So I built this house where I live. I've built this house myself with my 2 hands. So yes, I've hurt myself. So I will just put the torch on it. And within a minute, this finger is just going to start to feel numb. But when you have a chronic pain, it's also another kind of feeling of pain that you have. It's also more numb. It's not so vivid. Well, if you have a chronic pain problem, like in the knees, like a disease in the knees, first time you're going to torture yourself, next morning, you are going to feel more pain, which is normal and which is good. Because that means that we have woken up the brain again. That will start to help us heal the situation. You cannot heal a chronic condition without making it acute again. And the acuteness comes with a different sensation in pain. So that first moment you can say, oh, this is hurting a lot more. Let it go. It's just take your torch and torch locally and take that pain away. And then you keep on repeating those points for weeks. Now, imagine your horse is not at your house and you torched your horse on Friday and you have to repeat it on Sunday, but you're not going to see your horse on Sunday. Well, then you have to repeat the points already on Saturday. So that from Saturday, you have time till Monday. It's essential for you to understand that the stimulation of acupuncture points gives signs to the brain for 36 to 48 hours. If you don't repeat it within that time, the brain shuts up again. And you can start over from zero. What do I mean with that? I'm talking about a chronic situation. If the animal is having a chronic situation, it's where the brain has said, okay, we have this. I tried for some time to repair it. I'm sorry. I'm really tired. It's 10 p.m. for me now. I'm really tired. The brain says, okay, you had an accident. I tried to repair it. I couldn't repair it. Now I accept the situation the way it is. So your brain, so to speak, it isn't, in reality, it's not your brain, but it's an easy way for me to teach so you would understand this. And the brain is just going to stop to try, or the brain is going to stop to send out the little armies to try to repair whatever is damaged. That sounds better. And that's where it's left. And there's nothing going to happen anymore to try to repair the damage. When we are going to stimulate specific points, we are giving, so to speak, a sign to the brain to say, hey, you have to send these armies. You have to do this. Oh, okay. I'm sending it. And as long as that point is giving those signs to the brain that it has to do it, the brain will keep on doing it. And the objective is that for 4 to 6 weeks, every 2 days, we keep on torching these points with the objective that it becomes a habit for the brain, and that after that, the brain is going to be doing this by itself and continue the healing until it's finally healed. So that is the main message. But this also means that if for 1 or 2 weeks you are doing it every 2 days, and then you don't for 4 days, 5 days, your brain has shut off again. Your brain has forgotten what it has to do. And you will have to start over with your 4 to 6 weeks of torching every 2 days. Now, I've already said this on my other page the other day. This is not 100% correct, what I'm saying. There are situations where the stimulation of acupuncture point can give signs to the brain up to 72 hours. That's also why Dr. Brian McLaren in the past, in his old booklet, said, give a session twice a week, which would be every 3 days for the 72 hours. The fact is that that does not apply to all points. And when we tell people you can do it twice a week, well, maybe they'll say, okay, I'm going to do it on Monday and Tuesday, and the rest of the week I'm not doing it. Then again, you have too much time that's going to be in between from Tuesday then to the next week. So I just wanted to make it easy for everybody to understand and to get the best results. And the best results is when we guide you and tell you exactly what you have to do. This also means that you're going to get a success chart now from me that you will have tomorrow morning in the academy, in the academy with this lesson for you to fill in. Fill in the name of the horse, and you start making a cross on the days that you're doing it. On the left side, you will see it says standard points, and then you can fill in yourself what you are doing, be it ting points, be it stifle points, be it lower back points, whatever the problem is going on with your horse, that's where you're going to do. And then put it on your kitchen door or at the toilet or wherever you are going to pass often, so you can see when did you do the points on your horse, when do you have to repeat them. And I say it again, if you did them on Friday and you have to repeat them on Sunday and you're not going to see your horse on Sunday, you have to repeat them already on Saturday so that you then can repeat them on Monday. Now, imagine, as a last idea to give to you, imagine you are just torching your horse the standard points because he's healthy, everything is going fine. And yesterday, we were Thursday, yesterday you did the standard points. And today he has a fall. Do you have to do the standard points? No. You can do the standard points, but you don't have to. Why? Because you did them yesterday. So you did them yesterday, they are good till tomorrow, Saturday. So if your horse just fell and hurt his knee, you could right now just do the knee points because you did the standard points yesterday. For some people, this works better. I always say to my students, just repeat the standard points. It's just going to take you an extra 3-4 minutes. Just do them. It will help the horse immediately, will feel relaxed and so on and so on. So just do them. An error that you are never supposed to make, I don't know if all of you have ever had an acupuncture session, but when you go to an acupuncturist, there is an amount of needles that he will put in. So when you are with the acupuncturist and you're going to say, oh, you know, I suffer from headaches, I suffer from nausea, I suffer from a bad knee, I suffer from headaches, I suffer from my right elbow, tennis elbow, my big toe is hurting me, my Achilles is hurting me. The acupuncturist is never going to put needles in for all of these situations. That would be a total overload for the messages, the electrical messages that are going to go into your body. There is a max amount of points that you can do. And you do not want to go over there. You don't want to give an overload. In the easy way to say, an overload to the brain. The same goes for your horse. If your horse is having 5 problems, you're not going to do 5 booklets. That's a totally overload. First day, you start with standard points. If you don't know what's going on, you do standard points and ting points. And you make sure that you have called your vet to come check out your horse and give you a diagnosis. And if then your horse is having 4 issues, you start with the major issue. Whatever it is. Stomach ulcers, stomach points. And then maybe this horse that has stomach ulcers, horse also is very stressed, but that's already going to be taken care of by standard points. And the horse has also fear. So that's then an emotional, mental condition. And the horse has also a ligament issue. You are slowly going to build up the booklets. And the fact is, most probably, he's having stomach problems because of his stress. So if you would take care of his stress, his stomach will automatically go better. Or maybe he has stomach problems because you have been giving him bute. Well, go slow down with your bute, throw out your bute, and his stomach is also going to be better. In other words, taking care of one problem can take care of several other problems, and they will automatically go away. So the most important task then is to start with the major issue. And 2 sessions later, you can bring another booklet into the game. But never, ever do you go over the 5 booklets. That's an overload for the horse. And yes, too much is not good. So you do 1 point extra, that's fine. You do 2 points extra, no problem. You do 20 points extra, big problem. Totally overload for the brain. In the Western way explained. Okay? Corinne, the ting points are not in the info pack, I think. No, you have that with this lesson. This lesson is about red light therapy. So you will get these in the morning from me. Or I could go and have a look at the academy. Maybe I didn't click on opening it. But otherwise, you will have them in the morning anyways. For most of you now, it's time to go to bed. For me, it is, okay? It's 10:10. I still have to go live on the Facebook page. So I still have to do that quickly, and then I'm off to bed. For those of you who didn't see that yet, I talked about it yesterday in my other group. So in January, I did the 30-day success program for humans. It's where I go live 5 days a week, from Monday to Friday. I go live on the Facebook page, and then I did then also every day I would go live and we would torch points in group. So I would be explaining, and you find this point here, and then maybe you saw my live of yesterday. I showed with my leg in the air how to find stomach 36 and so on and so on. So we do that in a group. We were 20 people in January, and I had only planned to do that again starting on April 28th. So to do it in the month of May. But a lot of people are either afraid or preoccupied because of the coronavirus. And it is a fact that thanks to photonic therapy or advanced photonic therapy, we can stimulate the immune system. And stimulating the immune system has led to the fact that I've had no viral infection, no viral disease. And I always say, I don't know how many years it was, but it will probably be around 10 years now. So I know we can protect ourselves. And I had 2 emails a few days ago. And then yesterday morning, I had 2 messages from Eva, please, can't you do it now? I'm worried. I'm worried about my parents. I'm worried for myself and so on, of people who don't have a strong immune system and are afraid that with coronavirus is coming. For some, for others, it's already there. For me, it's here, 10 kilometers above me, 7 or 8 kilometers to that side. And in front, we already have people with coronavirus. 2 came back from Italy. And another couple has given it to their child. And there is one in the hospital. I don't even know where he has been. But yes, it was brought into the country. And yes, of course, if people keep coming with airplanes, and so they're bringing it from everywhere. So it is a thing now to protect yourself. I do not worry about me. I don't, because I keep on torching my points every 2 days just to protect myself, just to make sure that my immune system is really strong. And so I have decided last night, I have decided that on Monday, I'm starting that program again, the 30 Days Success Program for humans. You can watch it on your own. You can watch it with your children or with your parents close by. You need to learn what to do for yourself, how to do it, and repeat it with me if you want to, every 2 days, so that you build up your immune system and that you are able to do that for your spouse, for your children, for your parents, whoever. You have one torch and you can torch it on anybody. So just letting you know that I'm going to start that on Monday. I have no time to do a webinar. I don't have time to make a lot of publicity. I'm just going to share it on my Facebook page where you can see it. So if you want to join us, you are free. Everybody is always free to join us. It is a paying course. That's a fact. And I'll be there for a lot of time. The only thing you have to do is you can spare 10 minutes a day to do the points with me. You can do them on your own. And I will also have two times a week, I will also do the live calls with you all in the group, if you want to. Or you look at the replay. It's all going to be resent on Facebook, so you just can see at the replays. And I'm answering questions all the time. All the time. So every time the live Q&As will be 2 to 3 hours a week, where you can just ask me any question, and I'm happy to answer any question that's related to the humans. And you will get the basic instruction on how to take care of yourself. And whatever you're going to learn on yourself, you can then also transpose on your horse, on your dog, on your cat, because the points are all at the same location. I mean, large intestine 11 on here at the end of my elbow crease. It's at the same location for me as for the dog, as for the horse. So whatever you're going to learn on yourself and that you can practice on yourself again and again and again, you will be able to transfer on any animal too. Good? So that's what I wanted to share with you. I'm going to leave you. It's 10:15. I need to go. I'm quickly going to go live on the Facebook page, and then I'm off to bed. Bye.